Today we're going to make some jalapeno cheese bombers. You'll start with half a dozen jalapenos. Get the nice big ones. You're going to get a block of cream cheese, a package of Colby Jack or your favorite sprinkle cheese. You'll need a pound of bacon, the good stuff, hickory, smoked, thick sliced. Some seasoning I like to put on these is Red Hot. That stuff tastes really good. It's not too spicy and adds a lot of flavor. And then some Trader Joe's black garlic. That right there will add a pop, let me tell you. You'll need a sheet pan. And you'll take these jalapenos, you'll cut the ends off, stems, very thinly slice it, not too much. Nice and thin. And after you've cut all the ends off these jalapenos, we're going to slice them lengthwise, halfway down. Once we're done with that, we're going to get a spoon. We're going to start just inside at the base of the stem so as to leave an end cap for all that cheese to stay put. Make little boats, jalapeno boats. And there we go. All clean and ready for seasoning. We're going to use some nonstick on our sheet pan because even though bacon does generate its own grease, we want something to keep it from sticking on the initial sear. Now that we're done with the jalapeno halves, we're going to need to cut our cream cheese into equal portions. Since we used half a dozen jalapenos, we're going to need 12 blocks of cream cheese to fill each half of the jalapeno up. Yes, I know my fractions here aren't perfect, but it'll work out pretty good because some of the halves of the jalapenos are smaller than others. So we use the smaller blocks for the smaller halves, and we use the larger blocks for the larger halves. We'll get these all lined up, and then we'll start seasoning. This is where the flavor comes in. Don't be shy with this Red Hot. It's not that spicy, and it adds so much flavor to these peppers. You got to remember, we took out the spicy parts and we scraped the insides. Now we're adding that black garlic from Trader Joe's. Make sure it's good and spread around, and then we start stuffing. I have found the easiest way. I've tried it with spoons, I've tried it with a butter knife, and I found that the easiest way to do this is let the cream cheese soften up just a little bit before you start, and then just use your thumbs to work it in all the way down. Of course, make sure you wash your hands before you do this. All that cheese is going to make for some really tasty bombers. We're going to want to get all these close together for the next step, and that is to add our sprinkle cheese over the top of the cream cheese. And you can use whatever cheese you want. I chose Colby Jack, but I'm sure this would be just as good with cheddar and a few other cheeses. Don't be shy with this cheese either. Go ahead and sprinkle that across all the top of the cream cheese. And letting the cream cheese soften up beforehand helps here because you're going to want to press this cheese down into the cream cheese for the next step. Now we add the flavor. Hickory smoked, thick sliced bacon. Doesn't matter the brand, it's all going to come out tasting good. For some more pop, you could probably use pepper bacon here. Bet that'd be good. Wrap it around using your one thumb to hold it, the other hand to wrap. And a slice of bacon, if done properly, will perfectly cover all that cheese. You want to lock in that cheese, and so as the thing cooks and the cheese begins to melt, it doesn't run out all over your pan. You'll have some run out, but if you do this bacon wrap correctly, you will have most of the cheese captured inside the cavity of the pepper. And as that bacon fat renders and the rest of the bacon becomes crispy, the cheese melts, the pepper gets soft, y'all are in for a treat. And I'll add here, while we watch this bacon wrap, big bonus of this recipe is that it is keto friendly and it serves more than one person. So if you and your significant other are trying to lose some weight on the keto diet, this works perfectly. Bacon, bacon, and more bacon. Let's get that out of the way. We'll finish this off here. Last 3 peppers. And what to do with this bacon? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We got a use for that bacon. We're going to cut those last 2 pieces up into 12 equal pieces. We'll add like a little bacon chip to the top of each jalapeno bomber. Now we're talking. Waste not, want not. All this extra cheese and seasoning, we're just going to put that on top of the bombers. Put that in the oven so as it browns up, it's going to crisp up that little bit of cheese we put on top of all that bacon. And take a look. Even before it's cooked, that looks so delicious. We're going to set our oven temperature to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And you may have to adjust this depending on your oven. Mine's a gasser, so it tends to cook a little hot. If you've got an electric or a convection, it's going to cook a little bit more evenly, and you may not need to go as long as I did. In about 30 to 45 minutes, pop open that oven, and I do stress 30 to 45. It's a pretty broad range, but take a look at this. Y'all, so good. Listen, this is a treat and a meal all in one. There's our finished bombers. And of course, bombers are even better when they're dipped in ranch. Take a look at that. Delicious. Let's see how this tastes. Delicious. Y'all have a blessed day.